Ready to take a deep dive into the life of a true titan.
Oh, a titan?
Today we're diving into the world of Sean Connery.
All right, I'm game.
And get this, our main source is his Wikipedia page, but in Spanish.
Oh, interesting.
It's amazing what you can find when you branch out in your research, right?
Yeah, for sure. Different perspectives.
So get this Wikipedia page
Yeah.
has some real gems, not just about his career, but also his personal life.
Okay.
It even has stories about his humble beginnings and an encounter with some gangsters that seems straight out of a movie.
Wow. So we're talking more than just the usual biographical details. This is like the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Exactly. So why don't we start at the beginning?
Sounds good.
Connery was born in Edinburgh, Scotland,
Okay.
into a working-class family. No silver spoon for this guy, huh?
You know, that's often where the most interesting stories come from. Humble beginnings, right?
Absolutely. He was a milkman, a sailor in the Royal Navy, which, by the way, explains those iconic tattoos. And then, after a medical discharge, he had a string of odd jobs. I mean, this guy was not afraid of hard work.
That definitely builds character. I mean, you can see how resilience and determination played a key role in his journey. Not everyone becomes a global star coming from those kind of beginnings.
Right. And here's something you might not know. Connery was also a bodybuilder.
Oh, wow. Really?
He actually placed third in the Mr. Universe competition. Imagine James Bond flexing on stage. They even called him Big Tam.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That imposing physique definitely must have contributed to his presence on screen. Strength, charisma, the perfect combination for a movie star.
Totally. And speaking of strength, remember that story about the Veldor gang?
The what?
The Veldor gang?
Mm-hmm.
Connery single-handedly took on 6 members of this gang and won.
Seriously?
It's like a premonition of all the tough guys he would play later in his career.
Yeah, it's amazing how real-life experiences can influence an actor's career path. It seems like in this case, Connery was destined to play action roles.
Oh, for sure. And get this. Connery was a talented football player, like seriously talented. Matt Busby, the legendary Manchester United manager, offered him a professional contract.
Wow, that's a tough choice. Football or acting? Talk about a crossroads moment.
I know, right? A decision that would shape his destiny.
So what did he choose?
Well, Connery chose acting.
Acting, all right.
And after a few roles in theater and television, his big break arrived.
Ah, the role that launched him to global stardom. James Bond.
You got it. Dr. No from Russia with Love, Goldfinger. I mean, Connery became the face of the world's most famous secret agent.
Yeah, his portrayal defined the character for a generation. Those films are classics.
They really are. And what's interesting is how, despite reaching the peak with Bond, Connery always sought to diversify his career.
He didn't want to be typecast.
Exactly. He left the role a couple of times, looking for roles that would allow him to explore other facets as an actor. But every now and then, he would fall back into Bond's web. Even decades later, he lent his voice and likeness to his 007 video game. His connection to the character was undeniable.
It's fascinating, that love-hate relationship with such an iconic role. Bond gave him global fame, but it also limited him. Connery wanted to show that he was much more than just a secret agent.
He really did. His filmography is impressive. Hitchcock's Marnie, The Man Who Would Be King, Murder on the Orient Express, Robin and Marion, Highlander, films from very diverse genres with complex characters that reveal Connery's versatility.
And let's not forget his Oscar for The Untouchables.
Oh,
That award solidified his status as a character actor beyond the action and the explosion.
true. That Oscar was proof that Connery could shine in any genre, playing memorable characters with depth and nuance. And remember his cameo in Time Bandits. It all stemmed from a joke in the script.
Oh, that's right. A testament to his sense of humor and willingness to take on unexpected roles. Connery didn't take himself too seriously, and you can see that in his choices.
Exactly. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, The Hunt for Red October, The Rock, Entrapment. Connery remained at the top of Hollywood for decades, a true titan of the industry.
An interesting detail is that in his later films, Connery often played mentors to younger protagonists, perhaps a reflection of his own experience and position in Hollywood. It's true that mentor figure suited him perfectly. You know, he conveyed wisdom and experience, like he was guiding the next generation of stars.
Yeah. And speaking of generations, what do you think about diving a little into his personal life?
Oh, yeah, sure.
2 marriages,
Yeah.
his son Jason, following his acting footsteps,
Uh-huh.
and his passion for golf.
Oh, Connery and golf. Yeah. Yeah, Connery was a real golf fanatic. He actually owned a golf course in France.
Real?
for 20 years.
Wow.
He even included it in his retirement plans. Imagine retiring surrounded by greens and fairways.
That's the life.
Yeah.
But it wasn't all relaxation in sports for Connery.
Yeah.
He was also a strong advocate for Scottish independence. He financially supported the Scottish National Party. And he even lived in a tax haven,
Oh, really?
which generated some controversy, of course.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, there we see a more complex side of Connery.
Yeah.
His political convictions, his financial decisions, all of that forms part of his legacy.
A legacy that invites reflection.
Definitely.
And speaking of controversies, we can't ignore the comments he made about violence against women. He never apologized for those statements, which tarnished his image for many.
It is important to address these issues honestly. Admiration for his talent should not overshadow criticism of his problematic views.
I agree.
It's a reminder that even the most iconic figures have their shadows.
Totally agree. It's a complex debate that forces us to critically analyze Connery's figure in its entirety.
Yeah. And beyond the controversies, we must recognize that Connery was a multifaceted man. His health also had its ups and downs. Radiation treatments, a cataract operation, the removal of a tumor. Despite everything, Connery moved forward with determination.
A true titan, on and off the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, in 2020, he left us at the age of 90.
Oh, wow.
His wife revealed that Connery suffered from dementia in his final years.
Oh.
A peaceful end for a man who lived an extraordinary life.
It's true. But despite his departure, Sean Connery's legacy endures. From his humble beginnings to his consecration as an international star, Connery left an indelible mark on cinema.
You really did.
And not just in cinema. His life and career reflect the cultural changes that mark the 20th century, the evolution of masculinity, the complexities of fame, the weight of legacy. These are themes that resonate strongly in Connery's story.
No doubt, a character who continues to generate debate and inspire new generations.
And speaking of inspiration, what did you find most interesting about everything we've discovered today?
Oh, it's hard to choose. I was struck by that duality between the tough man he projected on screen and the reality of his personal life. It's a reminder that behind the facade of the stars, there are stories of struggle and overcoming that we often don't know about.
Totally agree. I think that's one of the great virtues of these deep dives. They allow us to go beyond the surface, discover the stories behind famous names, and better understand the complexity of the human being.
Right. And in Sean Connery's case, that complexity is undeniable. An iconic actor, a controversial man, a figure who invites us to reflect on fame, success, and the impact we leave on the world. What about you?
Yeah.
What do you take away from this dive?
Well, I have to say, I'm walking away with kind of a renewed image of Connery. Beyond Bond, beyond the action hero, I see a complex man with his good and bad, a man who fought for his convictions and left a lasting mark on the world.
Yeah, I think that's the magic of these deep dives, right? It allows us to kind of peel back the layers and go beyond the surface, the public image, and really uncover the true essence of a person.
You really do. And in the case of Sean Connery, that essence is just fascinating. A man who made himself, overcame obstacles, achieved global fame, but never forgot his roots. A man who, despite his controversies, invites us to reflect on the meaning of success, fame, and legacy.
For sure. Connery leaves behind this complex legacy, full of nuances. And I think that's where the greatness of his figure lies. It's not about idolizing him blindly, but rather about analyzing his journey, his successes, and his mistakes, and drawing our own conclusions.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, everyone keeps the image of Connery that resonates most with them. For some, it will be the eternal James Bond. For others, a versatile actor who shined in different genres. And for others, a man with strong political convictions and a personal life full of ups and downs.
The important thing is that his figure continues to generate debate and inspire new generations. And that's something that few artists achieve.
Without a doubt, Sean Connery left an indelible mark on the world of cinema and popular culture. His legacy invites us to reflect on the complexity of the human being, and that search for success and the importance of staying true to our principles.
Well, on that note, I think we've concluded our deep dive into the fascinating world of Sean Connery.
I agree.
I hope you found it as interesting as we did.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey with you all.
Until the next deep dive.
See you next time.
So long, everyone.